So as everyone was watching Google and Apple and AVGO today, did anyone pay attention to NVDA? It finally cracked its 100 moving average. So we're going to go over today and we're going to talk about how this is going to collide with the three last man standing stocks that are just, guys, there's only three Mega 7 stocks that are pushing the whole entire market. Not really pushing, but we already called out 612, 615, whichever you want to call it. We already called that out. That's going to be hit. So great job if you've been following along and some of the channel. I hope you learned something. But this is something that you need to pay attention to. I talk about it all the time, especially around, percentage-wise, market cap. If you don't understand, this is market cap, the percentage right here. Now, I do talk about, I haven't really had the chance to talk about, like how much percentage you need to actually favor a bull or a bear side, right? So what I've noticed throughout probably 7-8 years of trading, you need around a 35 to 45% of favor to win the market over to your side, and the bears are winning the case right now. Now, what's really going to help the bears knock out this top on the triple Qs, if you actually look at the triple Qs, a lot of the Mega 7 are already pushing down to their 50 moving average, which that is a go ahead of this is coming. 543 is coming. If you have a lot of the Mega 7 breaking their 100 moving average and pushing down to their 200 moving average, there's only three stocks. There's AVGO, Google, and Apple that are holding this up. And I kind of had to figure this was going to happen, especially I've been talking about in my last couple of videos how Google is really getting pushing with rich people or, news just to save the stock value. There's always that one stock, literally. Always that one stock at tops. It used to be NVDA last beginning of the bear market or bull market. But what I've noticed is it's always going to be Apple or a couple other stocks, but this is what's really that's really what's pushing us to this moving average. I've been calling this moving average out for a while now of around, I did say 615, 612. The moving average dropped down to 613. Tomorrow it's probably going to be, or Thursday it's probably going to be 612, but we pushed up to it. So just be very careful. There is going to be a rejection soon, and if a lot of the Mega 7 are pushing past their 100 moving average down to their 200 moving average, that means the 200 moving average on the triple Qs is coming our way. So just be very careful. If you are a bull, this is not what you want. You don't want a lot of the Mega 7 breaking its 100 moving average. Now, you need to be careful because how can I explain this? You have three big stocks, okay? So I'm going to show you the market cap in a second, but I kind of just want to go over this. You have three big stocks just pushing. You have Apple pushing, and you have Google pushing, which is pushing really, really hard. I'll give it credit, but it's pushing really hard. Hasn't even rejected yet. Google hasn't even had a simple rejection, really, besides like right here, all the way from 400 triple Qs. But AVGO also had a really strong push. Guys, you're talking about 35%, 30, I think it was, what was it? Apple's 15, this is 5, Google's twice. So yeah, around 30, 35. But you also have like 35, 40% bearish too. So it's neutral right now. But a lot of the stocks that are pushing, if they start to reject, which they most likely will, because they reject every single top, guys, that's going to crack this top in the triple Qs. So just be very careful because I have a feeling Google is probably going to be the one that triggers this drop to the around 543, which is nothing crazy, honestly. That's just support of the 2023 bull, the bull market. So just be very careful because if that does come, it's going to trap a lot of people at this top. But let's actually go over the bear case because I kind of want to show you. So I talk about it all the time, favor, 35%, 45%. So if you actually look at Microsoft, let's actually pull up Microsoft. You can see how the 10 and the 20 is coming into it already cross. It's already hit its 100 moving average. So it's sitting right there. So if or when Apple and Google start to reject, you're going to see Microsoft crack this top. And I'm talking about it's probably going to start selling off even more. You do have a support of around 443 or 392. I think 392 is the bull market still. Yeah, that's pretty much the bull market. So that's nothing crazy. So just be very careful on Microsoft. But guys, look how big Microsoft is. A lot of these companies are pushing to their 200 moving average. That's a dead giveaway, honestly. It's not hard to really understand. The Mega 7 are in every single index in the market. The NAS, the triple Qs, the SP 500. If a lot of the Mega 7, 5 or 6 or even 4 already pushing to their 200 moving average. It's a dead giveaway what the market's about to do. AMD, look at AMD. It's already sitting at its 100 moving average. So if Apple and Google and AVGO start to reject, this is definitely going to run down to 148. NVDA is already starting to push down to 153. So be very careful. 153 right here. This is going to be support of the 2023 bull market. Tesla is sitting, well, actually did push up. But if Apple and them reject, this is definitely going to break the 100 moving average. So pay attention to around 339 coming up through this, maybe this week or next week. Amazon already hit its 200 moving average. It's barely surviving. The thing is, Meta actually was the first. This could be the second one to crack its 2023 bull market channel. Let's actually bring up Meta really quick. Let's turn off the moving averages so you can see a little bit better. Yeah, Meta's already cracked its 2023 bull market channel. If Apple and them start to reject, it's going. Amazon's going to be the next one. So be very careful, because if they do reject, there's no supports. Actually, where's the 200 moving average? Yeah, there's no supports under here, just like Meta. You will see a hard sell-off. The next support for Amazon is going to be around 144. Not going to happen next week. Just say overall. Let's look at Apple. So if Apple starts to reject, you will find a support. Let's take off the 10 and the 20 moving average so you can see a little bit better, so it doesn't look like a rainbow, you know. So yeah, if the market starts to reject, you will see Apple probably either sit on that 50 moving average, but most likely will break down to the 100 moving average. But overall, if everyone else is dropping down to their 200 moving average, you will see 222 come in play for Apple. Now on Google is probably going to come in the market and slap everyone. I'm dead serious. I've seen this happen 3-4 bear markets. Like, it happens all the time. There's always that one that literally just slaps everyone. And honestly, the rich could be doing this on purpose just to break this top. You never know. And you know who the rich are? Trump. I'm just kidding. I like Trump. Trump is a good guy. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I don't care about politics. Every side is evil. Whichever side you pick, they all have their downfalls. Which, I mean, I like the Republican home values. Definitely. I'm from Missouri. I'm from Ozark, Missouri. So what do you expect? We have a Netflix show about us. Just be very careful. If Google does reject, you will probably see it push down just to the 50 moving average. But I'm telling you right now, if it just pushes down to the 50 moving average, that is going to crack everyone. That's all it needs to crack the market. AVGO is hitting the top of the channel on this too. So if this does reject, I would say same thing with Google. If this does reject, your first support is going to be around 347. So in other words, the reason why I'm reading these supports, because you shouldn't be buying puts past this level. If you are, there's a reason why they're cheap. Don't buy puts past the moving average levels. If we're trend changing, there's no point saying, man, hey Jimmy, did you see the 240 puts on AVGO? They're 3 cents. There's a reason why they're 3 cents, Jimmy. Because it's unrealistic. Most likely the market's probably going to reject, probably hit their moving averages, and probably bounce up and kill you in decay. So don't do that. Also on SP 500, let's just go over it a little bit more. So on the SP 500, it did break its 20 moving average. Let's bring that up. But that's only one index. You'll see like you'll probably see like one index. Plus SP 500's, you know, the SP 500. It's the number one biggest one. But here's the thing. It is hitting its 20 moving average. That is a really big resistance. If you don't understand that, let me explain this to you, because I know there's a lot of YouTubers that don't talk about this. Ron, Ricky. But we hit the moving averages like this. That is a clear resistance. What does that look like, Jimmy? So let's actually go back. Let's actually go really far back. Just bear with me. I know this sucks. I'm not a YouTuber that cuts through this and makes it look proper, because I honestly don't care, because I do this for free. So yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me. But you can see how, where is it? Where's it? Oh, that was a last drop. Let's go to this far back. I know, Jimmy, you can wait. It's okay. So you can see how right here we had a really strong push up, and then we started breaking the moving averages. And you can see how we pushed all the way up to the 20 moving average. We broke the 10 moving average. It's so bullish, right? But yeah, we rejected off the 20 moving average. This is a bear trend. If you don't understand a bear trend, it's the exact same thing as a bull trend. It's just reversed. So on a bear trend, you like to reject off the 10 moving average. Sometimes you hit the 20 moving average. On a bullish trend, this is what it looks like on a bullish trend. Let me go a little bit further up, Jimmy. But yeah, on a bullish trend, you find support on the 10 moving average. Sometimes you hit the 20 moving average. It's not that hard, guys. It really is. You need to, if you're going to trade, you really need to learn how to identify channels. A really good, easy way that no other YouTuber talks about is pay attention to your 10 and 20. Your 10 is your direction of the market. It's not just a support. If you see a 10 moving average go under the 20 moving average and you see all the Mega 7 doing the exact same thing, that means a trend change is coming. Yes, sometimes when, the 10 goes under barely, it can fool you. So that's what you need to be very careful about. That's why you look at the Mega 7, because that's why I have a percentage up in the bottom right corner, usually under the name with percentages. That's market cap. The more higher percentage that are doing the exact same thing, the higher the chance of the favor side, bulls or bear, that's coming. So be very careful, because if the SP 500 rejects, you're most likely going to hit the 100 moving average. But if all the Mega 7 are rejecting down to its 200 moving average, Jimmy, what do you think is going to happen next? Well, I think we might go down to the 200 moving average. You might be right, Jimmy. So just pay attention, because the SP 500, not tomorrow, not Friday, not early next week, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, you will see a 6,200 in the SP 500. On the Nasdaq 100, you will probably see a lot, probably in 2 or 3 weeks, you will probably see 22,300 or maybe 22,500 the time the moving average moves up a little bit. The NAS, that was the NAS 100. On the NAS, you're probably going to see around 22,500. On the triple Qs, I say it every single video, because why? Because the Mega 7 is pretty much the market. It's only 53% of the whole entire market. It's crazy. 7 stocks, right? But yeah, 543 on the Dow. And the thing is, the Dow follows the market too. Isn't that weird how we're hitting the exact same thing on the Dow, the 20 moving average? If this rejects, and all the Mega 7 are pushing down to its 200 moving average, the Dow's probably going to hit 44,100 on SPY, because who controls SPY the most? It's mostly Apple. You will see SPY probably drop down to around 612. Now, I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to say this one more time. Does that mean you buy puts for the 200 moving average tomorrow? No, not financial advice, by the way, educational purposes only. But in the long run, you can take your 3-4 months out. You get what I'm saying? This isn't a weak call. I'm trading on the 2 and 4 hour chart. So the people that come in my comments and hate on me because you don't understand trading, I trade on the 2 or 4 hour chart. I don't trade on your 1 minute time frame or your 1 tick while you trade and day trade. I don't day trade. I literally don't. That is the dumbest thing you can do. You're just gambling. And if you don't understand that, let's say if I go to a casino, right? And I sit at blackjack and I just do $5 hands every single minute, the house will always win. It's not that hard to understand.